everyone, and welcome to the Spiritual Insight Show. I'm Reverend Tiffany White Sage Woman, and I'm really excited to be here with each and every one of you this evening, whatever it is. Sunday, March 15th. March 15th, the middle of March Madness or March Mania, or but we definitely are about halfway through March already. So welcome everyone, whether you're watching this show live on Crowdcast, and we also are streaming live on YouTube and also on the Facebook page of Goldilocks Productions Facebook page. So we got that stream back up and going now. So we are in 3 locations at the same time. How'd we do that? So welcome everyone, no matter where you're joining us from. It's really, I am keeping an eye on all the comments and everything from everywhere. But if you want to comment real time with us, or where there might not be any delays, the best place I do recommend is Crowdcast. Okay, so hello Linnell, hello Sarah, hello Wendy. Woo, thank you ladies for joining our Sacred Circle this evening. So I have a special guest tonight. I know I usually don't do guests, do I? But I have a special guest this evening, and I was just very intrigued by her. And also, too, I just would really like to get your feedback, because she's thinking of joining the Goldilocks Productions show hosts. And she's thinking of coming on and having a show. And so I want you all to welcome her. And I want you to let her know, yes, we want you. We want you here. So be sure to give her a warm welcome. And I want to introduce her first. Hello, Teresa. Hello, Maureen. Hello, everyone joining us. So, yay, everyone coming in. And like I said, those that have a hard time coming into Crowdcast, because I think some of our Canadian viewers were telling us, you can go to the Goldilocks Productions Facebook page and watch from there. Okay, good, Chris, you did get in. All right, and hello, Paula. So, all right, so let me introduce our special guest and just get right into it, because it's just so... We were having fun before the show started. So my special guest is Darity Wesley, and she is author, speaker, lawyer, the modern day oracle. Woo! And she's also got another great website. I post both the websites in the beginning. I can post them again. Tame That Monkey Mind. And that's what we're going to talk about this tonight, is Tame That Monkey Mind. But without further ado, let me bring her on. And welcome, Darity. How are you?
Hi, I'm fine. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
I know, it is so exciting. So let me, I'm just very grateful to have you on. And like you probably heard, is I want all the viewers to know, if you want Darity to join our show host, because yay, this is giving her a taste of what the shows are like. And I'm pretty sure though she could do TV or radio, but she may want to do podcast and radio starting off first. We'll see. But I'm just introducing her to the family.
Lots to learn.
All right. So, a lawyer, that's really interesting. A lawyer and an oracle. Wow.
Yeah.
That's mind-blowing.
That's quite a combination, I think. Yeah. Left brain and right brain. Yeah. But I have transitioned from being a lawyer. I have been a lawyer. I started being a lawyer 35 years ago. And after a fabulous, successful 35-year legal career, I have decided to step into my wisdom sharing. And that has always been a part, underlying, but yet a part of my life as I work through my legal world. And yet still, now I'm moving into that full time. So I've just transitioned out of the law. Last year was my first year of not working in my law firm. I passed it on to another gal, and she now runs what I call the Lotus Law Center, and business lawyers, privacy and information security, and the firm is still there, and fabulous women's law firm, and doing business. And so that's my next step out is writing books and stepping into sharing the wisdom that I have from many years on this planet, and have been studying the esoteric world for a very long time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's just part of who you are, right?
It always has been, yeah. Started reading tarot cards and doing palmistry when I was 15 years old. So I've been a very long time with what's esoteric. Of course, things have changed and moved and shifted, and we're living in a whole new energy now, which is just phenomenal, and really excited to be sharing in that new level that we're stepping into, the new reality, as I talk about.
Isn't that amazing? Just the things that we can talk about now that we couldn't maybe 15 years ago, right?
Yeah. I was out on the speaking circuit that, that was something that I never talked about. And yet people would come up to me, like after I'd been on stage speaking, they'd come up, and those that had ears to hear me and who I was would come, and we would have those conversations, like, over the wine at the reception after the conferences. And so it was really interesting to meet so many wonderful people out there who were like-minded. And so I'd have that opportunity to share with them as we moved along. So it's been quite a journey for me. It's absolutely fabulous.
Yeah. All right. So, Chris, you can only see me. Please refresh, because I can see us on Facebook Live. I can see us on YouTube and here. So, I mean, it's if anyone has any issues, just please kind of just refresh. Okay, there we go. I had to sign back in. And okay, good. Now I can hear and see you both. Excellent. There we go. Yay. So, Linnell, my daughter is in school for patent law.
Patent law, yeah. Fabulous. Yeah. We did intellectual property. I did intellectual property, trademark, not patents, because patent is a specific bar that's separate from the regular legal bar. So but we did trademark and service marks and those kind of things. So intellectual property protection, privacy, information security, yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I want to welcome Champagne. Love your name, Champagne C on YouTube. Who's watching? Hello. And those that are watching on Facebook, on the Goldilocks Productions Facebook page, I cannot see the comments because how they've redone the new live producer, but so I'm just welcome everyone there. And I just want to let you know I'm not ignoring you. I can't see your comments there because of how they redid that. So anyway, I can see your comments on YouTube, or if you're streaming here through Crowdcast. So, all right. Let's see. I just saw a lawyer on Friday, Robin. Oh,
oh good. I hope it wasn't serious, Robin.
Well, Robin, I hope that's good. Robin needs to do that. So she needs to get away from a situation that's,
good to have a lawyer in your corner.
Exactly. Yeah, I know, right? Yay. So, what I love this, that you have two websites here. I'm going to post them again for everyone, so you don't have to scroll all the way back up in the comment section. I'm going to post the websites again and see. Hi, I was commenting on Facebook, but I found you. Hi, Tracy. Welcome. Yes, see, I can see your comments here. That's why I want to let people know who are watching on Facebook. I'm not ignoring you. I can't see your comments. You're welcome, sweetie. All right, so she has two lovely websites. You can see her name website, the first one. The second one, Tame That Monkey Mind. Absolutely love that. Now, Darity, how did you come up with that, the Tame Your Monkey Mind?
Well, I've been talking about the monkey mind as something that we deal with for a very, very, very long time in conversations, and as I would be out sharing with people and we talk about it. I mean, that's something, we all have one, And so what I would do is I would talk about the monkey mind. And it wasn't until I was writing a chapter in my book, How to Be the Real You, on Tame the Monkey Mind, that that I really looked into and did some research on the monkey mind, and found out that it was really discovered that the Buddha was the one who talked about the monkey mind 2,500 years ago. So I was like blown away. What? So Buddha said 2,500 years ago that the mind is like a bunch of drunken monkeys. And boy, I think we can all relate to that, eh? And so from that, because I believe that the first step of self-discovery and coming into who we really are and becoming our authentic self is learning how to tame that monkey mind. And so tame that monkey mind is what came. And because taming it is because as much as a pain in the patootie that to monkey mind is, we need it. It keeps us on time. It keeps us on our schedule. It reminds us of things to do. So there's a function for that monkey mind. But then there's that other aspect, that aspect of fears to fear and dramas to deal with and scenarios and what ifs and woulda, coulda, shoulda, and all that stuff. Conditioning, in my opinion, things that we've been conditioned from since birth, actually. A monkey mind is conditioned from birth. So that brought that whole thing. And so in my book, How to Be the Real You, that I just happen to have here. So one of the first chapters is all about taming that monkey mind, because it's really your first step into being able to really, work on your authenticity and be you, because that wants to judge us, it wants to stop us, it wants to do all kinds of things other than the good stuff it does. So that's where it started for me. Most recently, it became a real, and then the more I talked to people out there, that, well, how do I step into, what's the first thing I need to do to become who I am, who I really am, to discover my real inner self, versus the curiosity to do it, but then the work is parting with taming the monkey mind. And we all have one. And recently I was in an astrology conference and this gal said, or two. I said, oh, whoa.
With what's going on right now, I sometimes feel like there's a barrel of monkeys in there.
Oh, true. I agree.
Hi, Anthony. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, so it's a male. That's nice. Yay. Thanks for joining us, Anthony. Yeah. So, sometimes males might have a little bit more monkeys up there, huh?
We all have monkey minds.
I know, we all do. It doesn't matter if it's a male. I'm just giving him a hard time.
No. And they all need taming. I'll tell you that for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we're all guilty of it. And then just like this, what's going on now with this whole health scare, this whole, virus, and it's just, it seems like it just fear breeds more fear. And that's why I say the whole barrel of monkeys, forget one monkey or two. It's just like, they spawn.
They do. That's why learning to tame it can really center us, ground us. When you can stop that, and that's the point. So many people don't even know, how to do that. Or that you can do it, that you even can do it, that you're in control of those thoughts.
Exactly.
We have, 50? I've read that we have like over 50,000 thoughts a day.
Wow.
And so it's and it's the monkey mind that's doing a lot of the generation of that stuff, because if you think about what kind of thoughts are going all the time. And so it's when we start looking at those and thinking about what they are, go, whoa. It's just crazy stuff sometimes. And you have to learn how to not do that, how to stop it. So taming that monkey mind is important for us.
It is. So Robin comments, I'm a Gemini. I have more than one.
That's good. Gemini that said that to me.
That's great.
We can call it a squirrel too. Yeah, squirrel brain.
Squirrel brain. Oh, yes. Yeah. That's cute. Yeah. Oh, they're all good. They're all really good. And so, yeah. So I hope that you'll take the time to go over her website, and you can get the books from her website as well. That's the first book.
No, the first book I did was called You Transform Your Life.
Oh, okay.
They're available on Amazon. This is a kind of a journaling book. As a modern day oracle, I have been writing oracle messages since 2006. I started on MySpace, If anybody remembers MySpace back then.
Oh
And then
gosh.
people started wanting it by email. And so I started sending it out by email. And pretty soon I had a subscription. And, so and then I was using other people's material for years. And then my wonderful friend Christina Smith said, "Why don't you do your own?" And so I started pulling on the spirit of Darity and putting them out for myself, from pulling them from the vaster part of me. And so I started pulling out, doing the article. That started in 2016. So now I've moved it to my Love from the Lotus World messages that I send out once a month. But that's what this book here is. It's meant to be a 52-week. Of course, you can do anything with it you want, but it's meant to be like a 52-week. It starts with creating a new way of life. How do you do that? And so then there's a message about how you do that. And then there's questions. And then I've got a Go Deeper workbook that's really questions and exercises. And it's the same thing with How to Be the Real You. I also have a Go Deeper workbook that has questions and exercises. And we have questions about the monkey mind and exercises about the monkey mind and how to do those. So both of these are available on Amazon.
I love that you put workbooks, a place to journal. For those that maybe have a hard time journaling, there's this blank journal, and it can seem overwhelming until you just start doing it. But for those who have a hard time starting, those are great tools, the workbooks to have like that, because it starts to guide you. For those who are asking, how do you tame it? Well, here you go. Here's the first part of it.
And ask yourself questions. Yeah, that's the How to Be the Real You book also has in the back places to journal as you go through, because of the 5 keys of accepting yourself. I mean, the 5 keys of How to Be the Real You are ways to explore those things, because these are not things that happen overnight. Anytime, any path of self-discovery, of course, takes some time. Luckily, with the energies we have on the planet now, we're in accelerated times, and it doesn't take like 60 years like it did for me. It takes time. I mean, you can do this now. I mean, it's much accelerated path now, because I think the energies are really open to those who really want to explore who they are and step out into their authenticity and go, I'm going to be me no matter what.
Right. Well, I think it's the first part of our lives, doesn't it seem like, the first 25, 30 years, we're fighting to find out who we are. It's like a bunch of brainwashing and who are we and questioning, and we don't really settle in. And then it's like, oh, wow, it took all this time.
Right.
Well,
we're very reactive. We're very reactive in the early part of our life. And, different energies, of course. But I'm running into so many people that are, no matter what age they are really exploring. And I really love, 30-year-olds who are really stepping up to being authentic, and 20-year-olds. And so, I'm always amazed. I mean, I'm almost 80, and it's like, I just love.
Wow.
Yeah. And so, yeah.
It's just a number anyway. You look so, I would have never, ever, who would have guessed 80? No.
Well, not yet. I'm not there yet.
Okay, but still. No, I would have never thought. I was like,
thank you.
She's going to be early 60s,
Thank you. I think I have a lot of work to do on the planet.
You look great.
Never know. Thank you.
Great.
Thank you.
Wow. What's your secret? That's another book. We want to hear
facials.
Energy facials, yeah, there you go, right? Oh, I would have guessed early 50s. Oh, Sarah's trying to win now. Look. I'm picking up Sarah. That's my godson's mom. That's my dear friend, Sarah.
I just said it because I have a lot of experience. I slugged through the mud of the 40s and the 50s and the 60s and
oh, wow.
And so I really feel like now, because I have lived a good long time, I see the acceleration now of the energies on this planet that are affording every single one of us an opportunity to step into the vastness of who we really are. And that's where I feel I'm going with my wisdom teaching, which I'm just having stepped out of the law my first year. It's my, I'm still like,
you're still transitioning, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So essentially, you know what, I have so much respect and thank you so much, because you're one of those that helped pave the way for all of us now.
Oh, thank you.
I really feel that, and thank you so much, because I know it wasn't easy to go through those times.
No, they thought you were crazy. They're going to put you away,
Yeah, that's really scary. I know, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Times are much different now, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Which is good. It's time.
It is good. It is good.
It is.
All
I've
right.
had a lot of the point with that is I've had a lot of opportunity to work on my monkey mind. So when I tell my monkey mind to shut the up, it shuts up, usually.
Yeah.
Just depends on what it's doing, but because of the practice, and that's kind of the point that I love sharing about learning how to tame that monkey mind, is that it works. When you start judging yourself or start saying something bad or start making yourself feel bad, when you've done the practice, it stops. I mean, it comes back, but you've got to stop it again sometimes, and sometimes over and over and over. But it is the practice, and because I have practiced for so long, it really works and keeps me grounded. It keeps me comfortable in my skin. It keeps me being able to be who I am, and so I know it works. Yes, I think it is an ego thing.
That's a great question, Wendy. Is the monkey mind an ego? Absolutely, but and I've heard so many people, or some people say you have to do away with the ego. No, it's a part of who we are. Our monkey mind is part of who we are. We need to learn how to tame it, like she said. And so you offer consultation services for taming the monkey mind, and you have workshops, online workshops, and
yes, educational services are what I provide. It's still formulating as I put it together right now, still new for me. That's why I'm offering our audience, anyone who's here, for a free 15-minute consultation about the monkey mind, and then talk about ways that I can support you in what it is you'd like to do with that. But it's a practice, it's work. There's exercises involved, so but it just leads to such a good space in our head to really be more open with ourselves and others, and that's one of the critical things we need in today's world.
Yes, absolutely.
And let me say, I've got and I have a love from the Lotus World newsletter that I send out once a month. And if you go to my website, daritywesley.com, you can sign up. And with that, I'm going to, when you sign up, all you have to do is mention Tame That Monkey Mind. I've got an ebook, a little ebook. It's short. It's about 25 pages. And it's by my fabulous, fabulous assistant has put these fabulous pictures of monkeys in here. And you can see the monkey there.
Yeah, they're so cute. I know, I love that.
And we have a Facebook page called Tame That Monkey Mind, which I'd love for you to come over and join, because I'm doing a forum, and my plan is to put up a Dear Monkey Mind every week for us to practice, which includes me, of course, because we all have to practice.
Right. Yes. I think that's the first part, is being aware of when that monkey mind, being aware of it so that you can catch it. So then you can pay more attention to it.
Exactly right. That is the first step. First step is becoming aware that there is such a thing as a monkey mind, which in my opinion really is separate from your ego. Your ego is more like your personality. The monkey mind, is a different element, I feel, part of us. And then there's us, our consciousness, who we really are behind all that. And so because of these different layers of who we are, I feel like, that monkey mind is really a conditioned part of us that we really have the ability to monitor and control, and that supports even our ego, which we need our ego, like we need our monkey mind.
Right.
We need those things because they're part of our personality and they help us deal with this matrix we live in, in this third dimensional reality. And so I feel like that's part of it. Yeah. Well, I've got some tools I can share.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I was like, Chris put this comment. My monkey mind seems to show up at 3 a.m. in the morning when I should be sleeping.
Exactly right. And boy, can he go crazy at 3 o'clock in the morning. That's for sure.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't need to wake up and you start thinking about something that I got to do this tomorrow, and I'm like, stop. I'm trying to sleep. I don't care.
That's it. You know what I do? I used to call on Morpheus. You know Morpheus?
Oh.
Morpheus is the god of dreams. For long, I thought that it was the god of sleep. Morpheus was the god of sleep. So I would repeat rather than counting sheep or doing those kind of things. When the monkey mind starts going at 3 o'clock in the morning, I would call Morpheus, 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 just say the name over and over. And then I found out that it was bringing me these unbelievable dreams. And so I went to look up, is Morpheus really the god of sleep? And I found out that Hypnos is the god of sleep. And so now when I can't sleep or the monkey mind's going at 3 o'clock in the morning, I repeat over and over again, Hypnos, 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 Hypnos. And you just focus on Hypnos. So it's a mantra.
Oh, yeah.
Eventually it takes you deeper and the next thing you know, you're gone.
Wow, I like that.
It works. Well, it's worked for me for many years.
Natural sleeping gas.
Well, it stops the monkey mind and that's one of the tools to get over the monkey mind or to manage the monkey mind is using a mantra. Using a mantra. When I'm driving along and all of a sudden I'm getting crazy about something, coulda, woulda, shoulda, oh, I should have said this, or I could have said that. And no, stop. And so what I'll do is I'll do something, I'll make myself look out the window and get into gratitude, or the trees and the clouds and, do something outside of myself. That works as a mantra. I have a mantra that I use when something's going crazy in my head too, and that's may peace prevail on earth. May peace prevail on earth. I say it over and over. Love and trust, love and trust, love and trust. Anytime I get any kind of anxiety, I've got to step into the unknown, because I do that a lot. Love and trust, love and trust, love and trust, love and trust. So that's a mantra. And be here now. I'll be driving along, a lot of monkey mind in the car, driving along, and I'll be off on some past thing or some old future thing I've got to do. And I go, hey, get back here. Be here now. So bringing yourself back to the present moment is also the opportunity to stop the monkey mind from rolling on. And then there's times you need to listen and analyze, because sometimes the monkey mind just needs to be heard. Sometimes you need to say, is this something I need to pay attention to? Is it something that can wait till later? If so, if it's something that needs to be done now, you write it down. Maybe you don't have to do it now, but you listen to your monkey mind. You also pay attention to it if it's important. If it's not, depends on what it's doing. If it creates feelings that you're not liking, then you got to stop it now.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. So Tracy comments, it's amazing how the monkey mind convinced us to think we are not worthy. Such an incredible accomplishment when you can get that monkey off your back. And that's what she's talking about, is recognizing it so you can stop it immediately. And yes, you are worthy. And so but is that really your monkey, or is that someone else's monkey that they programmed into you?
I think it's your monkey, but I think it's programmed.
Right. Programmed monkey.
Our monkey minds have been programmed since birth.
Yeah.
And we accepted all that information. That's what I talk about in my book, How to Be the Real You, because one of the first key in the book is accepting yourself. That's the first key, is learning how to accept yourself as you step into who you really are. Mm-hmm. Is, you get to that place. It's a practice to accept yourself. And so and part of that is the conditioning and getting past the conditioning in the monkey mind part too.
The mantra I used to use is, I am peace, I am power, I am all that I can be. Nothing shall come to me that is of a negative nature, for I am the light, and so be it. I forget about it until just now when I started to talk about mantras. Oh, there you go. That's nice, Chris. Yeah. Well, It's also hard to think, about mantras sometimes when you're 3 a.m. you're trying to figure out who you are, where you are, you know. Wait a minute. And
Yeah,
yes, that always helps me. Something short and fast. I am here. I am here, right now, because I actually feel my feet ground into the earth, and it really anchors me into the now. And then that kind of just, so whatever we have to do or say to for that fast right here, right now, that anchoring in,
yeah.
helps us to deal with that monkey mind, like she said.
Right.
So it's yeah,
It
yeah,
really helps us deal with everything, I think, that getting back to the present moment, that's
yeah,
kind of that is such an important practice, I think. That's one of the most important spiritual tools we have in our toolbox is to be back to the present moment. Because that's really all there is anyway. And when we understand that, and I would think that, you know, people who are watching and listening to the show will know that that's an important thing in our life is to bring ourselves back to the present moment every chance we get. Another tool for taming the monkey mind is meditation too,
mm-hmm.
because that's a really good thing to do. And then now we've got those meditation apps like Headspace and Mindfulness that are really available for like 10-minute meditations, which really give us a nice space to get out of our monkey mind too.
Yeah, I have it's called Insight Timer on my phone. I
Mm-hmm.
have that app. I like
Mm-hmm.
it because you can choose, and I have like gongs going off, and
Yeah,
so it's
yeah.
but I mean, yeah, so there's a lot of great apps and things to do now to help you. If you just, feel like if I just sit, I need something guided, right? If you need guided, that's what they're great for, is to help guide
I
you so
think
that
so
you don't
too.
wander off.
Yeah, yeah. I like to do them sometimes in the car when I'm not driving, and I'm waiting, not when I'm driving, and so I find that like if I'm waiting for an appointment or something like that, that's a very be here now.
Yes,
Um, and
yes.
another wonderful tool I think that has helped me so much in taming the monkey mind is Krishnamurti's secret. I don't know if you've heard of that, but that's one of the things I talk about. Krishnamurti was a spiritual teacher back from the 1930s, and he was out there teaching thousands of people and wrote so many books and was just followed by thousands and thousands and thousands. And when he was ready to finish his teachings, he he had his last 3,000 people there, and it was his last time that he was going to be out in public. And he told them, he said, "I want to tell you my secret." And they all sat forward in their seats, going, "Oh, at last, here our spiritual teacher is finally going to give us the message." And he said, "My secret is I don't mind what happens." And the profundity of that affects some people. Some people don't get it, some people do. But it got me when I heard it, because I realized that it took me to a new spiritual level in the sense that everything is what it is, doing what it does. And therefore, minding what happens is only its effect on me. And so now, when stuff happens, like a delayed flight, for instance, I remember one of the first times I got to say, "Well, good thing I don't mind what happens." and so it releases you from that worry and the brain, the monkey mind, just going ding, 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 ding. I don't mind what happens. So it brings you to a place of understanding. A lot of people have said to me, "But I care." And I've told people so many times, it doesn't mean we don't care. You
Mm-hmm.
still care. But when you don't mind what happens, you're acknowledging a level of acceptance that just, takes us to a whole new level. And it's a practice, I promise you. But it
Yeah.
is one that has really filled my heart for like the last 5 or 6 years that I've been doing it. And it's just a phenomenal. I don't mind what happens. And you got to mean it, of course. But
Oh yeah,
yeah.
yeah. There was just last year or a year and a half ago or something. And traveling is a big, so my husband and I, we were going to Vegas, and on we had a couple of layovers, and one of those planes, they had the layovers so short that we missed the other plane.
Uh,
And so it was like, okay, so now we got to wait till, when the next flight is. It's early, this was like late at night. This was like 10
Yeah.
or 11. I know the next one doesn't go out till 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
And we're just as like, I could feel my husband, anxiety just start. And I'm like, I just have to step back for a minute and just take some deep breaths, and I'm like, you know what? Whatever happens, I'm okay with it. It's fine. I'm just going to stay calm and let's just see what happens. And it actually ended up working out in our favor. So, I mean, we got there, but it was just, I remember that moment so profound of literally, I'm taking a step back from this.
It's a real trusting moment for us too.
It is,
when we come to the place of really trusting that all is well, which is something I constantly say. When we really trust at the highest levels that all is well, and we integrate that into who we are, that really gives us the ability to face any kind of adversity, including the things that are experiencing on this planet as we shift right now. And I think that's really something that's really good for us to do.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Yes.
It's so helpful. So, did you come up with these tools or utilize these tools when you were a lawyer? Did it help you then too?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I would say probably, like I said, last 5 or 6 years on not minding what happens. So that's
oh yeah, there you go.
I mean, I started downsizing my law firm in 2011, and so it took me about 5 or 6 years to step into that movement, because I built and built and built and built. And
wow.
I didn't even get out of law school till I was 40. So it was, and then I ran for Congress in there, and so there were a lot of things that I've done in my life.
Wow.
That my metaphysical, spiritual underpinning, my foundation, has kept me on the path, and has supported me in all the different things that I've done in my life. Which, as you review your life, you're like, I did a lot of stuff,
So anyone that is watching and you're on Crowdcast, and I can see the comments, and I actually did get into Facebook, I can see the comments too, but everyone has moved over. So thank you, Tracy and Amy, for moving over to Crowdcast. But anyone, yeah, maybe you should try running for president next, Chris. I was waiting for that. I knew someone was going to say something. Yes. But if anyone has a question for her now pertaining to the monkey mind, just please put that question in the comments. And so
anything we've been talking about is good with me.
Yeah. So there we go. So maybe something that we haven't covered, So if you have any, so she's given us some very powerful tools to use, and let's see, because Chris is in Canada, she's down more stable.
Yes.
Well, of course she is. Exactly. I love that. Everyone is agreeing with Chris too. See what you started, Chris. Now. No, that's great. Yeah. See, it's coming soon. So, Paula, what's the best way to begin taming that monkey mind?
Well, I think what I said earlier, which is really just becoming aware of it. So now it sounds like everybody here is aware of it. So then the first step you'd have to do is start stopping it, not letting it go away. And that's a lot of times you have to do it over and over and over and over and over, because that's how it works. It will finally get that you're not going to go there. So depending on whatever kind of scene it wants to paint for you, or take you back to some past childhood drama, or some kind of fear, or whatever, that monkey mind, and because it doesn't feel good. Yeah. Monkey mind is a self, our self-critic. I mean, it starts putting you down, something like that. Oh, you stupid, you don't know what you're doing. What are you doing here? You shouldn't be doing this anyway. That kind of stuff, you got to stop it right away. So that's really, I think, the first step is to start practicing stopping it. Start practice stopping it.
Yes, yes.
I was looking at the comments.
Tracy, I've been practicing living my authentic self and building business with helping others for the last 2 years. How do you overcome those who attack you? Always seem to come at me. And I repeat to myself, continue to be the authentic self and don't think about what others think. But it just always happens anyway.
It does happen. And that's another one of the 5 keys in my book, How to Be the Real You, is to stop caring what other people think. That's how I get by it. I don't care what other people think. It's none of my business what other people think of me. As long as I'm being me and being authentic, it doesn't matter what they think. If it has, and that's the most powerful thing, in my opinion, you can do, is in being yourself, stop caring what other people think. That's a practice too. That's not none of this stuff is just, oh, let's just do it either. I know that.
Yeah.
But it is a practice to put into place to not care about that. As a lawyer, there were lots of things I did for clients who were attacked online and that kind of stuff. But I also have always had the firm belief to not give any negative attacks what I call legs. I've had clients that would come to me, these guys are really doing awful things. I'd say, you either give it legs or you don't. It depends on how far you want to take it. So you just let it slide. You just let it slide. If you engage in that negative back and forth, it's not good for you. It's not good for your health. Nope. Stop caring what other people think. Not easy, but my book talks about it.
Yeah, yeah.
Practice. But I understand. But that's part of it is not minding what happens.
Mm-hmm.
You want to do that, fine. Ho'oponopono is another one of the tools that I use. Ho'oponopono, somebody's attacking me, it's ho'oponopono. I have had that. Mm-hmm. And that's what I do. I feel I put that forgiveness, making things right energy, and it transforms a lot of that stuff. Maybe it just transforms it for me. I don't know what it does for them, and I don't care. But what matters is how I feel through that process. That's something I do.
That's beautiful. Yeah, it's very powerful. It does work. And Chris, can you use humor to stop the monkey mind, like laughing at yourself? Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. A lot of times, what do you think you're doing now, huh? No.
Yeah, right. Because, remember a time when maybe, you didn't want to be laughed at? And when you can laugh at yourself and accept that you're laughing at yourself, I think that's huge. Yeah. And then start joking, but in a nice way, not putting yourself down, but just laughing. Yeah, like she said. So
that's the experience I had when I first started practicing not minding what happens. I was speaking at the Raw Living Festival, and I speak a lot on death because I am a death diva also. So I speak a lot on death, and I was having a conversation. I was going to speak about death, and my friend was going to speak about birth because they're both the same kind of energy and chemicals that are released in the body and so forth. So we prepared this beautiful PowerPoint, knockdown, drag me out PowerPoint. It was beautiful. And then we find out, they don't have any electronic equipment. They're not going to have anything for us. So I'm like, we spent all these hours putting this PowerPoint together. It's always my key for what I want to say next.
Yeah.
Well, let's print it out. So we sent it down to the hotel room printer. And when she went down to get it, there wasn't any paper in the printer. There wasn't anybody around. She comes back upstairs to tell me, no way, were we going to get copies of our slides? And I was just about ready to go ballistic. What? Yeah. And myself said to myself, aren't you glad you don't mind what happens? And I started laughing at myself. I started laughing. Oh, yeah, but I'm just going to have to wing it.
Yeah.
And so that was just such a fun experience to say that to myself,
Yeah.
And that made me laugh. It really made me laugh because I was ready to just go off the charts.
Yeah, I love that. Right. Just at that moment. And it is profound.
And laughing is good. Laughing at yourself is good.
Yeah. Wow. That's awesome. Thank you, Tracy. Tracy says she was online buying one of your books. So
thank you, Tracy. Thank you.
So So yeah.
Appreciate
It's your
that.
filter, so true. But yeah, we got to put that filter in place. A lot of people don't realize they have that, right?
No.
And so it's good to utilize that. And we are in total command of ourselves. Our,
Yeah, we
yeah.
have control over our thoughts. Nothing. It's not going through that, but we're in control of it. It's a part of our personality. It's not who we really are, but it's part of our personality. It's part of the creation, the incarnated being that we are here. So
Mm-hmm.
it's something we get to work with. And as we grow, as we evolve, our evolution will take us to the place where we are able to then deal with those kind of things because they're just part of our humanity. And yet we are evolving now. Humanity is evolving to its next level. Those of us who are. I mean, there's a lot of folks who aren't. And and that's fine. Everybody is sovereign being and they can be and do who they are. And for those of us who are evolving and want to grow and change, part of that is to work with those energies within ourselves and to bring us to those levels of understanding that who we are and our personality and our ego and all that is different because we are that consciousness of all that is expressing itself here. The oneness, the unity that we are indeed all one. We are all part of that one being in action. And stepping into that is where I believe that we're going now. As more and more people are coming to unity consciousness, to the fact that we are indeed all part of just different facets, different jewels in the crown is what my friend Solara says, different jewels in the crown, different facets of that energy. That is everything, the consciousness. And it's fascinating. And I think that's really the next steps that we're going into as we come into finally the age of Aquarius, which is coming up here, I think in the 2023 or something, where Pluto moves into Aquarius. And the world is in that process right now as we see the shifts and what's going on, what's changing. And that's kind of the fifth dimension saying the age of Aquarius, the dawning of the age of Aquarius many, many years ago. But
right.
It's a long cycle to get there. So, but now it's finally with the shift in 2012. I feel like that was a big that shift in consciousness to what the Mayans said cosmic consciousness has moved us to a whole new level.
I've heard it explained as the cosmic awakening 2012. The cosmic moment, that cosmic, absolutely. It's beautiful the way that the sunlight is coming in through your window. There's like rainbows. There's like rays of rainbows on you, and it's just so beautiful. Like,
fun.
I love it. Did everybody see this? Isn't it beautiful?
Oh, fun.
Okay,
fun.
so you said you're a death diva. Maybe
yes.
explain to those what that is.
What is a death diva?
Yeah, it's maybe those who don't really. I mean,
I haven't come up with the definition for a death diva yet. I know I am one, but I think the best thing I can think of off the cuff would be something like a support for people who are going through their transition. I've helped a lot of people off the planet, not like Kevorkian, mind you. But I've been a support for those I loved, loved ones. My sister died in my arms. That's when I finally came with it. Sometimes it's hard not to mind what happens. I'll tell you that. And so I've helped everyone. I helped all my parents, brothers and sisters, and friends. And so because of my experiences and because of my particular spiritual perspective, I guess, or my evolutionary perspective, it supports people in that process. And for those, because the next book I'm writing is what is it? I can't remember the name of it, but it's about death. No one's getting out of here alive, including you. So if death is the worst thing that's possible, then there's nothing to it. I mean, I've had a lot of experiences that have brought me to understanding the transition and have been able to be of support for those that have crossed over. And so I talk about it from a perspective of the past, the present, and the future. because in the past it was a taboo. We can't talk about it. As we go through present now, we're talking about near-death experiences. Technology has changed the crossing over process.
Oh, yeah.
I've done a lot of exploration, a lot of research on the actions on the other side, the axis on the other side, and then, of course, talking about the future and something that I'm very much into, and that is conscious dying. I would like to put together a Center for Conscious Dying. I would like to make an outdoor hospice in the woods with trees so that you can be in nature. So this is another part of, whether I get to do it or not, because I'm really close to the end of this chapter here, the end of this life, that I'll see what happens. But that's something I feel strongly about. Maybe I can inspire somebody younger than me to get on that. But that's something I feel will be really important as we start to learn to die consciously.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of what I do as Death Diva.
Oh, I love that. That's beautiful. Thank you. Okay, so Tracy, recognizing the synchronicity of finding this show tonight, wrote my first book, working with clients as a transformational coach, and just a blessing to hear your story and growth into a new level. We aren't crazy.
True that. We're not.
Yeah, I'm sure you inspired a lot of us. Absolutely. And to Chris, some people are very afraid to talk about death. In my family, we never did. My mom used to tell me if her and dad died the same time, hopefully there would be 2-for-1 sale at the crematorium. Oh my gosh.
Sounds like a pretty good attitude.
I know, yeah, right. Wow. I think that's just really, really beautiful. And it's now, is this just have you ever experienced this with animals as well, not just people?
I have had pets that I've lost.
Yes,
and I've had that grieving experience, which is very, very powerful. So yeah, I just a couple of times. So, but it was very powerful grief. I mean, the connection we have to our animal friends, our furry family, has been phenomenal. I mean, the last one was such that I have not replaced my furry family. It's so hard.
It is.
And it's just like, and it's even worse than some humans.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're right. There's a lot. How many of us get along better with animals than humans? Now, I do want to just remind me of something too. Everyone, who you're all familiar with the show host, and Carol Ann Carey is at that point in her life where tomorrow she has to have the vet come in and take care of her sick Marley dog. He's been going through cancer, but it's time. It's at the end of his chapter. So let's just send love and light to Carol Ann and to Marley, and to help them through this transition time. Okay. And so
that's tough.
Yes. Yeah. All right. So thank you so much for doing that. And okay. Now, please place your comments and let Darity know if you want her as a show host on Goldilocks Productions. If you would love to see more of her, let us know. Put yes in the comments now. And let us know. Yeah. Here they come.
Thank you. Yay. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
See? There you go. There's your sign.
Oh boy, that's a sign for you. Too, right?
Oh, we love you. We do love you. That is so very nice. I mean, you just have so much to share with us all.
Thank you so much.
And so we're very honored and to know that you are that. And I mean this, the elder status with your wisdom.
Thank you.
Okay. And so, yeah, we all have much to learn. Yeah, such a mentor. Absolutely. Yeah.
I am an ancient first waver.
And she did not go to mental hospitals, okay? So she stayed Woo! Yay! Anchored for I love that. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's great. I love that. We got to add that into your tagline, anchor
Yes.
for favor. Can we trademark that?
I'm working on I'm working on trademarking Tame That Monkey Mind.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Hold the beam with me, because we got to hold the beam on the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office to let me have Tame the Monkey Mind. I'm seeing the T-shirts already. Come on.
Yeah. Uh-oh. I think some people have other ideas on what T-shirts you should.
Oh, have fun. Have fun. Thank you so much, Tiffany.
Thank you. We've had such a great time, and I love sitting in this sacred circle with you and with each and every one of you. And thank you so much. And stay tuned. We'll keep you updated. And thank you so much.
So much. Thank you.
And I will place. Let me just one more time for those of you who maybe missed the links, so you don't have to scroll back up. I'm going to put her links in the comments one more time, so you can visit her website, bookmark these, save these, go back to them.
Sign up for my newsletter.
Yeah, exactly. That's a sign up for her newsletter. And so you take advantage of what she has to offer, and stay tuned. We'll keep you updated on her status. And so thank you, everyone. I'll see you next Sunday evening, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Many blessings to each of you. Thank you so much again, Darity. I just love you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night, everyone. Have a great week. Aw.